Hi, I'm Jonas from WholeBodyChiro. My interest in chiropractic care started from my sporting background. I just found it so frustrating to be injured. You train really hard, trying to build up for a competition, and then something happens and all of a sudden it feels like all that hard work was for nothing. So my sport was judo. So I trained very hard from my mid-teenage years to mid-20s, and often I found myself in a training camp somewhere in Central Europe with the best athletes from all Europe in this big training hall. And say that you have a training camp for 5 days, you train 2 or 3 times a day for that whole time, and each morning you wake up feeling a little bit tighter, a little bit stiffer around your back, and at the same time on the mat you find your movement patterns starting to get a bit shaky, not quite as clean, a bit slower, you're feeling a bit weak, you're not able to perform as sharply as you normally would. And today, as a chiropractor, I understand exactly what's going on there. So when you're looking at your back and the movement control strategy around your spine, you sort of have two major states of operating. When everything functions well, the superficial muscles are supple and relaxed, and then if you go underneath that, you have these deep layers of position sensors that run in between individual vertebrae. And when everything is relaxed up top, they're switched on tight, because as they're stretched and tight, they send that stretch feedback up to your brain, and your brain interprets that to get an accurate, nuanced, clear picture of where the spine is in space, where the center of your body is in space. But after a training camp like that in judo, where you've been thrown over and over again and you lifted people over and over again, you start to get that delayed onset muscle soreness in the muscles around your back, so they tighten up a bit from that, and then the repetitive throws probably has some trauma in the back as well, so those muscles are really tight and guarded, and your body has switched into a movement control strategy of overguarding and undersensing. So the superficial muscles are locked up tight as anything, but those deep position sensors, because everything is guarded and protected, there's less need for them to drop the tone, and you're not getting as much of that position feedback, so you don't have an accurate, clear picture of what's going on. And because you move your arms and legs in relation to the center of your body, if you don't have a clear sense of where the center of your body is in space, your movement accuracy of your whole body is starting to drop. And if you're really guarded and tight, your speed of movement drops as well. When you relax, you can just explode. But if you're really tight, you're sort of fighting against the tension in your own body, and it slows you down. So with that, the risk of getting injured increases significantly. If you're moving slowly and inaccurately, you're much more likely to get stuck in a dangerous position where you can do your ACL or something like that. So in a situation like that, chiropractic care can be extremely beneficial, because in the adjustment, as you get that little bit of a click or pop as the joint frees up, at the same time, those small position sensors get stretched. So if you have had that overguarded state, the brain goes, hang on, you've got a whole heap of position feedback from here that have been really locked up. Something has shifted here, something is changing. Let's shift movement control strategy to go those position sensors switched on again, and as you get a clear picture of what's going on, that overguarding can let go, and all of a sudden you have a clear sense of where you are in space. You can move your arms and legs in relation to that center point more accurately. You relax, you're more fast and explosive, and all of a sudden your athletic performance significantly jumps up to a higher level. So for you as an athlete, if you're feeling tight and about to go into a hard training session or go into competition, it can be really appropriate and important to get adjusted, to get those position sensors to switch back on, so you can perform more accurately and safely in your sport. Another thing that I like to do for my athletes is to check their strength ratios. So for example, around the core, you want a certain strength ratio between the front and the back and the right and the left. So for example, if you're doing a deadlift and you're a bit fatigued, then say you less endurance strong on the left compared to the right. So if you do that deadlift, if you don't have the same support from the left side, it might buckle your spine and you can hurt yourself. So tests we can do before the injuries to make sure that you have even ratio front to back, right to left, and make sure that you can be more resilient and strong as you head into your training. And then if you already got injured, it's lots of tips and tricks that I picked up over the years with how to rehab tendinopathies, muscle tears, and how to help you with an active recovery so you can get back to a position where you're feeling strong and confident in the body, and you can train hard and perform at your best. So overall, I love working with athletes. I love their dedication, and I can relate to where you guys are coming from. So my arms are wide open for you as an athlete. So if you want to come into WholeBodyChiro, I'm very much looking forward to meet you and help you to perform at your best.